What up, traders? What up, investors? Ken here from Dyslexic Investor. We're going to actually do a deep dive here on Uber Technologies or Uber stock. That is ticker symbol UBER. They just had a fantastic quarter, even though with the whole downturn due to the overall pandemic that we're currently facing. Listen to a couple of interviews from the CEO, looking like they're potentially trying to go profitable potentially next year within the car business, the ride hauling business, and then expanding upon Uber Eats. So that is going to be, of course, the biggest segment this quarter, due to the fact that they still lost $350 million in EBITDA for the Uber Eats section, due to the fact of trying to get that cost low and that demand high. The Dana, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, I apologize. The CEO right here is saying that trying to expand the Uber Eats business to go into different other verticals like grocery delivery and different things like that, and just trying to bring that overall price target for the small and medium-sized restaurants down so they're able to increase volume and drive more business. Again, because for the foreseeable future, most restaurants are going to be very limited to 6 feet apart tables, and that's going to be very difficult. And another positive or silver lining that the CEO pointed out of Uber, that the more people trying the system due to them being at home, and I forget the stat that he gave, if he gave one, but that more people are likely to continue using the product if they're completely satisfied with it, and they're seeing that pumped up demand. Going to the ride hailing or the typical Uber ride sharing, they say that of course it's a tale of like two beasts here, in the sense of demand has dropped right out of the sky, dropping nearly 80%, they said, but then seeing a small bottom about 3 weeks ago, and then week over week here in the US seeing about 11 to 12% increase. Week over week, that is. So potentially slowly getting back, talking about a lot of stuff of purchasing a lot of PPE stuff for their drivers, to make sure that the drivers and all their clients and riders are safe. Really good stuff we want to hear from this. This is all like the fundamental stuff, potentially looking to help their drivers out more. Really good positive things. I'm excited to hear more about the Uber Eats stuff. Even though they did lose money, a lot of restaurants are going to need a lot of help in having a lot of Uber Eats drivers to expand a new business line or a lifeline to these very small and medium-sized restaurants, the mom and pop shops that everyone loves to go to. The Uber Eats could be I'm not going to see a complete revenue replacement, but a nice little lifeline, like the CEO said multiple times, on trying to bring back revenue and basically kind of survive in this, what we call the normal world that we live in with the overall pandemic going on. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and just jump to the charts here. So Uber has basically been on the public market for nearly a year now, and initially when it first IPO'd, it was trading sideways, kind of hit up 47, and hasn't seen that 47 since the IPO, and trading as low as 1371. Basically, again, due to the overall pandemic that we're sitting in. And of course, if you look at, that's 318, so that is March 18th. That basically coincides with the low in SPY, basically having a huge rebound from that low, and then trading in around the 21 exponential moving average here, which is the yellow line, and now trading sideways into earnings, and then having a not as horrible as a quarter as people have suspected, kind of popping up, trying to break above this 200 teal dotted line in the exponential moving average there. Breaking this down even more, we can look at just the recent highs to low. So this is a fib retracement tool. You can kind of see here, previous to the quarter, it had troubles getting over the 61.8 percentile move. So this is again from the swing high to swing low, and a lot of stocks, you can see that it kind of had a little resistance here, trying to break above the 50, really traded around the 50, but once the moving averages start curling up, getting nicely stacked, that is the 5, 8, and 21, you can see a nice little push higher, and then you see a nice kind of a slowdown here, potentially not wanting to explode yet due to earnings, and again, earnings is going to be a huge driver in this particular stock, and of course the news, but these earnings are always a coin flip depending on which way they can go, whatever the CEO says or what kind of guidance they give. It's always a very hard game to play. Looking at that, again, this is on the daily chart. We're not going to get too much information here on the weekly chart here in a second, but we can try to give you a little bit more positive swing here. Looking for a potential the 5 and the 8 exponential moving average, which is the pink and white line, to cross through the 21. This would be a nice little indicator for long term, for potential trend change. And this basically kind of sums it up. Again, the stock's only been trading for a year. And again, the CEO is very forefront into straight shooting that the business will slowly open up, and they suspect that they need to expand on the Uber Eats due to the fact of helping a lot of the small business owners and things like that, of just trying to get into other verticals like grocery deliveries or other kind of delivery systems using their network and their drivers. Even though with traveling might take a little bit longer tail to come back, but they're seeing some positive movement within the last 2 or 3 weeks, and that is actually reflected here on the stock as well. You see in the weekly chart the parabolic SAR, which is these little purple lines, dots up here, have switched to the other way, meaning a potential trend change, again because it has broken above the 21 on the weekly chart. And if it closes above the 21 like it has here, the parabolic SAR has also already switched here for looking for higher highs. It is after earnings, so it has had a pretty substantial move. So we're talking from the bottom here, what is this, 13 something, up to here we've had literally a $20 move or 142% move in the stock. Looking at, if you want to do some trend charting here, you can do this here, looking at this potential line up here for it continue to ride up this line. Again, it could be seeing some overhaul trading sideways around the 200, due to the fact of waiting for the overall markets to kind of start seeing if people are start going back outside, how the different states are going to be adding the work from home, or are other companies doing work from home, to our states going to start lifting their mandates to stay at home or shelter in place. This is going to be a huge driver again with the business. This is of course directly in line with a lot of airlines and things like that. So once those traveling, the people start coming out of their shell and start going to, doing air quotes, to somewhat back normal, could potentially see higher prices here. That being said, if you're not in the stock yet, I would be waiting slightly. We are kind of printing into new territory. Again, this overall pandemic is new for everyone in this world actually. This has had a pretty substantial move here due on earnings. Potentially would like to see it down back to around 30 to 29. Not a straight pullback, but a slowly grind lower, maybe to this level here. So we're going to draw a little line and create an alert at or below. And then, of course, we want this to break out, of course. But this is going to be a huge breakout zone. So the breakout zone is going to be around 35. And with earnings already passed, unless they come out, they did announce that they're saying that they're going to be adding some new features and technologies for drivers and riders' safety. This could be also a momentum swing higher, but just being very mindful of the moving averages and what deviation channel they're currently in. Looking at it more here on a straight charting side of things, the momentum is kicking higher. The Chaikin money flow is slowly gone into the positive. Momentum is somewhat sturdy. RSI is trying to point up, indicating nothing oversold or overbought. So this could go driving up quite some more. Again, looking for it to trade in this range, potentially just trading around the 32 to 31 level for some period of time to kind of catch up and kind of wait for the next potential move higher or lower, basically using the outlines of around $35 to $30 to potentially to see where it goes from there. Again, guys, if you have any comments or questions, please leave it down in the comments section. We have a live stream coming out this Sunday at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, and that's going to be, of course, PM. We're going to be talking for about 90 minutes or so about stocks, charting, other various questions. We can talk about options and things like that. So that being said, I appreciate everyone out there. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the content. Again, this is Ken from the Dyslexic Investor, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.